4th and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Duggan goes in. Duggan all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron. If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. It's totally free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link, takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then finally, just underneath that, there's another link in there somewhere in the description box. Takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, The Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,900 members in the group, and it is doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, The Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right, guys. Well, whew, here we are. Well, it's getting close to midnight, so it's almost game day. But man, I love it. Just absolutely love it, don't you? And there's all kinds of things. The way the schedule's set. I mean, it's a difficult schedule, but I really like this. I really like the way it is. 2 games on the road, get them out of the way with. 2, winnable. I'm not saying we're going to win them, but winnable games, right? Especially if ABCD Lamb, runs around like this, like he did, of course, against the Eagles. Balls thrown to him. These guys, he doesn't catch it. It's the Eagles that doesn't catch anything. But of course, against the Giants, he'll probably catch 57 catches for 9 touchdowns or something. But against the Eagles, he doesn't catch it. He can't catch a cold. But 2 games that on the road, divisional, and winnable games. Winnable. Yeah, so it's going to be very, very interesting. I really like the way it's because we got a very hard schedule. Obviously, as everybody's been talking about. Then we come home and we got 2 tough games at home. But once again, doesn't mean we're going to win any of them or either of them or split or whatever. But if we can come out looking pretty good after these first 2 weeks, coming home against Kansas City, I mean, they didn't look like world beaters. They shouldn't have had the 6 points in the first half. Of course, it's just amazing how much luck. It's just like if I took a crap on the Kansas City Chiefs as it was coming out of my rear end, it would turn into a gold brick. It's just absolutely amazing how lucky some teams. Absolutely amazing. Situational football. I just can't stand it. Absolutely can't stand it. Situational football. What was it? Like about 45 seconds or so to go in the first half. Chiefs have no timeouts. Chargers hand the ball off. I can't remember the guy's name. He was a rookie, I think he was. It might have been or whatever. And it's like, basically the Chargers had all their timeouts. They're just trying to, get maybe a few more yards to get a little closer to field goal, better field goal position, whatever. Just get it. It just drives me crazy. Stay in bounds. Keep the clock running, you stupid idiot, right? We'll get it down to 3 seconds, call timeout, we kick the field goal, whether it's good or bad or not, Kansas City doesn't get the ball back. What's the stupid idiot do? Runs out of bounds, stops the clock with, I don't know, it was like 35 seconds or so, 40 seconds ago. I mean, so of course, Chargers kicked the field goal. I think went up 13-3. And of course, gives plenty of time for Patrick Mahomes because you know what was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen. I don't think they had like 4 yards in the whole first half, but of course, in this one drive, because they were gifted the 35 second, he completes like a 40-yard pass. The guy's wide open. I mean, it's like, well, no, it was a good pass. I'm thinking of another pass, another one he threw on. The guy was wide open. It's a good pass, completion, and puts them in field goal range, and they had to run the guys onto the field and all of that and everything, but should never ever have happened. I mean, the guys, I can't talk. I can't stand it. Absolutely can't stand it when teams like the Chiefs get all these breaks. So there's, like, as I said, the Chargers should have not easily beaten, but the Chargers should have gone up 13-3 at halftime, not 13-6. But the Chiefs didn't. Once again, this certainly doesn't mean we're going to win, but we're at home, right? And actually, the last couple times we played the Chiefs, I hate saying coulda, shoulda, woulda last time we played them in Kansas City, but if anything went our way, if we had we could have beat the Chiefs last time we were in Kansas City. You know what I mean? So but these first two games, right out of the bat on the road against divisional opponents, I like the way it's set up. I like it a lot. Get out of Dodge, right? Hopefully be at least 1-1 after these two. Come home, and the fanfare will have some excitement going for them and all and everything, right? But as per report here, anyway, Mr. Flott possibly will be starting cornerback number 2. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, once again, it could all certainly be all situational. I even saw a report. I'm not sure if it's in this report or not, but like where maybe Banks might wind up coming in on third downs. We'll have to wait and see. Could be they get a certain amount of snaps each, and whoever played the best, that's the person who gets the nod week 2. Of course, it depends upon, can Flott stay healthy, right? Because he's not a very big guy. Has played very well, for the Giants, but, guy's very thin. Going to be interesting to see, very interesting to see, especially, right, say, if Flott has the upper hand, just say after the season's over with, right? It's Flott's, Belton, McFadden, and Flott, right? Possibly 2 starters and a key backup, a key contributor on defense, right? This is all 3 guys on defense, right? It's a contract year for them. You want to keep these guys together? I hope so. I mean, because Belton, good third safety, right? We need 3 safeties on the field. He's the guy. Guy isn't nose for the ball, right? Flott, I mean, we're not talking a lockdown cornerback, but, very good. McFadden, I'm kind of surprised we haven't tried to lock the guy up sooner, right? So 3 guys on defense, after this season's up, because we're going to have to make a decision on actually, both those cornerbacks after the season's over, right? Flott's 4th season, right? There's no 5th-year option on Flott, right? So, we're going to try to re-sign him, bring the guy back. And then, of course, we have to make a decision on Banks because we have to make a decision before the beginning. I'm an idiot. I forgot. It was like April or somewhere around there. But it's before the 4th season for Banks. Are we going to pick up his 5th-year option? Right? So you would hope, right, that both these guys want to really show out this year. I mean, because Flott, I mean, if the Giants, for whatever reason, don't decide to want to bring him back, if Flott can, show his worth, the Giants don't want to bring him back. Somebody's going to want to sign him. And, he's not going to get, obviously, $15-20 million a year. But if he has a nice season, he's helping himself, right? If not in New York, it'll be someplace else because a cornerback is, obviously very important. But same thing with Banks. You would certainly want to think that want to have the Giants maybe pick up his fifth-year option, but we will have to wait and see, right? But as per this report, Flott will be getting the nod. CorDale Flott projected to start. Giants will reportedly start Flott against the Commanders. Giants may have reached a conclusion to the battle for the starting cornerback role opposite Paulson Adebo. Now, obviously, it's that, if the Flott starts, right, and he falls flat on his face and Banks, lights a fire on the Banks' rear end and the Banks really takes off, or plays like we know he can, Banks might be starting week 2 against the Cowboys, right? Duggan of The Athletic is reporting that CorDale Flott is projected to start against the Commanders, with Deonte Banks coming onto the field on third downs. In his report, Duggan cites the time Banks lost to an unspecified injury in camp, as well as his inconsistent play, as the deciding factor in how the two will be deployed to start the season. Banks flashed improvement in camp and went on the field in preseason. He has all the physical and athletic traits to be a good cornerback in the NFL and is good at forcing tight window receptions. However, he remains inconsistent at the catch point and struggles to locate the ball when the situation allows. Yeah, there's one thing like with him. It's like, sometimes he's there. It's just that, as far as like getting his head around, or, as the ball's coming in, or as the ball's, reaching, get his hand in there to knock it down. But as Big Blue Kickoff Live, Paul Dottino, he has commented many a time that, Banks has been, I guess he says, has been sticky. His coverage, right? If he's given up a reception, it's not because he's been 3 yards away from the guy. And so sometimes, with the way these receivers are nowadays, it is unfreaking believable. The guys, the body control they have, they could just go up in the midair, come down with a freaking ball with one hand, somehow manage to tiptoe their 2 feet in bounds before falling. These guys, these athletes are just freaking unbelievable. It's like the edge rushers. The guys are 6'4", 6'5", whatever. They can bend like Gumby. They're like 260, 270. It's just freakish, unbelievable freaking athletes. And the same thing with wide receivers. And, he can't take anything from these quarterbacks. They throw the ball to a certain spot for a reason. And sometimes you can be right there. And they still come down with the reception. And what it is, I don't think there's a metric in like PFF or nothing like that. Because it's like when the stats are all, the game is done, the smoke clears, the dust settles and all that. You look at the stats and it's like Banks gives up 5 receptions, 50 yards. And it's like, wow, that wasn't too good. But it is, there's no metrics there saying how close he was to the person or how close he was to batting the ball down all 5 times. Sometimes you got to tip your cap to the offense, to the quarterback, and to the wide receiver. If the pass is that well thrown, if the reception is just that good, you got to tip your cap. right? But as I said, but Paul Dottino, because he works, a few guys on Big Blue Kickoff Live, they see all the practices. The media isn't there for all the practices. We're not there for all the practices, right? They are. And he has mentioned several times, because I try to, they're Monday through Friday. They have they go live for about an hour, Monday through Friday. Pull the team. They're on. There's John Schmelk. There's something that Howard Cross is on there. Madeline Burke is on there. Pull the team. Matt Sitek is on there. There's a couple other guys that are on there as well. They see, and so what's going on. But as I said, Paul Dottino has been with the Giants since 1983, Bill Parcells' first year, and he has mentioned several times during the preseason all that Banks' coverages look pretty good. He's been sticky. He gives up receptions, but he's been there. So we'll have to wait and see if this, maybe lights a fire under his rear end. Let's see. Banks' effort has been questioned in the past, as well as more recent criticisms on his maturity. Now, there was another article done, and I did a video on this 2 nights ago. One of the people, a staffer, apparently, I'm not sure if it's somebody in the, on the Giants staff, or I don't know. The janitor, so I have no idea, but somebody in the Giants organization anyway says that Banks needs to grow up. Now, it didn't get elaborated on, but so. But some of these guys are also coming out of college. They're not very old either, and if we get them around, you get them around maybe a Paulson Adebo, okay? Somebody can maybe, that maybe he looks up to and all and respects and everything. Maybe, it'll help mature him, right? Just because he comes out of college doesn't mean that, hey, I'm 61 and I still got some growing up to do, right? I'm running out of time, but when I was in my early 20s, Lord knows that I have some growing up to do. Oh my goodness. I thought I knew everything, but Mama's wrong again, right? So, give him, this is Banks' third year. Let's see what happens, right? Flott, on the other hand, has improved pretty consistently over the last year. He became a regular starter in 2024 thanks to injury. And the extra reps seemingly did him well. He also has experience playing both the slot and the outside cornerback positions, which could help the Giants field all 3 of their starting corners. Yeah, but, which is true, but you don't want Phillips coming off the field either. Dying to see that guy. Hopefully him and Newman. They don't need to take off like a rocket ship, but they were here, right? And hopefully they're going up, right? Ever so or slightly going up, right? Getting better. Because they both did very well their rookie season. Very excited. 2 really good studs in the secondary. And I'll tell you what, when the Giants actually get some good guys they draft good guys in the secondary, gets me excited, because all I keep thinking about is like freaking DeAndre Baker. Deonte Banks has not been a home run so far. Of course, Eli Apple, right? I think about guys like that, right? So when we actually make pick up a couple guys in the secondary and they really seem good, it really excites me. Giants head coach Brian Daboll has mentioned in the past that Drew Phillips' role as the slot corner can be involved being a part linebacker. At times, it's possible that he could shift to more of a star, meaning linebacker / defensive back hybrid, with Flott moves on to the field, into the slot. So we can maybe have 4 cornerbacks on the field, right? Hopefully when that is the case, we're not going to have a lot of size on the field. So hopefully it's a passing situation, but we'll have to wait and see. It's also possible that this is a temporary solution and not a true conclusion to the roster battle. The Giants will likely assess and reassess the two as the season progresses, and Banks could regain the starting job if his play improves. The team could also be eyeing weekly matchups and will start whichever corner they feel provides the more advantageous matchup based on that week's opponent. Either way, the situation continues to bear watching. Now, I mean, that's a possibility as well, too. Right? Week by week thing, right? The same thing as like obviously who's on the field, right? Well, let's say, the Giants are standing on the sideline and the Redskins run out a jumbo package. It's like, oh. Or if it's a running down or something, say that for whatever reason, Commanders run two running backs on the field, or it's a running situation, or it's a jumbo package, whoever the Giants feel might be more advantageous as far as having the cornerback on the field who might be better in the run game, right? They go 4 wide or something or whatever, whoever might be better situation, or whoever's on the field, what wide receivers might be on the field might dictate, obviously, who the Giants have on the field on the defense. So, I mean, it could be like, Flott could be out there 10 different times. Banks could be out there 10 different times. We'll have to wait and see. The one nice thing, is that if you're listening to like the Fan, okay, which I can't really get here, with Bob Papa and Carl Banks, I believe Tiki Barber's there. I don't know, Phil Simms might be there as well. But, when Bob Papa's calling the plays, right, on the radio, he'll let you know who's coming in and who's coming out. Not necessarily, you don't always seem to get that when it's like a national, covered game. Sometimes, the reporters, they do a okay job letting you know who's on the field, but not all the time. And the thing that just ticked me off was week 1 when we were playing against Buffalo. But this happens every year. I notice this happens every year. So it is what it is, right? But I'm down here in South Jersey. Okay, so the Giants are not a local game. The Eagles are. So when I'm down here, if I'm going to get the Giants, it might be on the NFL Network or something like that. So if the Giants are on the road, like they were against Buffalo, well, then the NFL Network, has the coverage, but we listen to the I'm sorry, my dog, Randy's right underneath my feet. I got to move my feet so I'm not stepping on him, but also I got to move my feet so I get comfortable. But anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, so I'm listening to the broadcast of the Buffalo Bills home broadcast, right? So, and they do what they got to do. I get it. But 90% of what comes out of their mouth is about the Buffalo Bills. They don't let you know, who's coming on the field for the Giants. They don't care. They probably don't even know, right? It seems like it's like, they'll have the quarterback, for the Bills. He's calling snaps, turns around, hands the ball off to the running back. Running back runs. He picks up 4 yards. Okay, now it's 2nd down and 6. Right. So the Bills in that there, they were in a 3-man wide. They had the one tight end. They said who made the tackle for the Giants on the field? Can we talk about the Giants? You hear like nothing at all about the Giants. Everything is about the Bills. So like, as I said, like with the preseason, right? If I'm listening to the Buffalo Bills, I mean, they're not talking anything about the Giants, right? So who's coming on and off the field? If I can't see it with my own eyes, sometimes you can't, I don't know who the heck's on the field for the Giants, right? And sometimes that's the way it is with like a national broadcast, even during the regular season. I mean, the like Fox or whatever, they're not going to say, okay, so-and-so is on the field for the Giants now, so-and-so is coming on the field, so-and-so and so-and-so. These 4 guys for the Giants just came on the field, and these 4 Giants just running off the field. And meanwhile, the so-and-so on the offense has a jumbo package. These 5 guys came on the field. These 5 guys, they don't do that. So it's not always that easy to follow who's on the field for the Giants all the time. But if you're listening to like not Big Blue, but Bob Papa, it'll give you good insight who's maybe on the field for the Giants or not, because he's on the radio. He's your eyes, right? So you're just looking, at the radio, so to speak, but he's painting a picture for you. So you in your mind as he's talking, you should be able to basically see what's kind of going on in the field. So he's your ears and eyes for you, right? So he'll let you know what the Giants are doing. But when you're watching TV, it's sometimes a little more difficult. But it's going to be very interesting to follow as the season goes along. But you do know that both these guys are obviously they're fighting for something. Interesting to see. Will Banks actually light a fire under Banks's rear end, and because he's had some good moments. He certainly has had some good moments, but he's also had some moments where he's had to have somebody go up to him and say, "Hey, dude, let's step your play up a little bit." So, going to be an interesting year for him.